at North Country Outdoor Guys. Today I'm going to try dry baking. This will be my third attempt at this. The first two didn't go so well. The first one worse than the second one, but I learned something, so that's good. I had to ditch my previous recording method and use just a regular camera. I don't have a viewfinder to see if what I'm shooting, so hopefully this all comes out. My first attempt at dry baking, I tried to use my solo stove with this do-it-yourself penny stove, and that did not work out too well because everything got so hot, it just burned everything, and it actually deformed the bottom of my Solo Pot 900. I don't know if you can see that or not, but where this was sitting on these little pot rests, it got so hot that this thing got deformed, and it's all bent and uneven down there. Probably hard to see on the camera, but I don't know if you can see that or not. But this pot's still usable, but it's a little trickier to get it to balance on some stuff. It got so hot that this piece here was red hot, and I think it actually bent these wires up, because when I got the stove, the wires were flat, but these wires down in here are now got a little convex shape to them. So a lesson there is don't use a stove that is shorter than these interior holes. See if I put this in here. It's basically even with those holes, or the flame would be just shy of those holes. Don't do that, because of the way this stove is designed and the airflow in it, the flame was crazy out of control, and I tried to dry bake with it, and I probably left it on there too long. I should have taken it off sooner, and I would have avoided damaging my pot, but lesson learned. Second time I tried to dry bake, and we're going to dry bake one of these Betty Crocker instant muffin mix things. I forgot to grease my pan, and I went 20 minutes cook time with 10 minutes resting time, and it burnt the inside of the outside of the muffin, and everything else was good, but the outside was burnt pretty good. So I think this stove might run a little hotter, even with a different method. So the stove I'm going to use is this little guy made from a spice can that Rob over at Backpacking Adventures sent me. Thanks, Rob. It's just a little spice container with some carbon felt in there. So I'm going to put an ounce heat, yellow bottle heat of course, down in, just soak this carbon felt with it. That. Gonna put that in the solo stove. Put the heat ring on. Light it. Burns at a nice low flame. This time I am gonna grease my pot. This is a 10 centimeter IMUSA pot with the handle cut off. I'm just using a little olive oil on a paper towel, and I'm gonna grease this and hopefully prevent any sticking or anything like that. I'll just lightly grease it. Okay. This is my Solo Pot 900. I'm going to put that on. Little aluminum spacer ring that Rob sent me as well. Thanks, Rob. Put that on. I'm going to let that heat up a little bit while I mix I forgot my water. Let me get that real quick. Got a half cup of water. And you can mix this in a different bag if you want. I'm just going to mix it in here. Odin, please. There's Odin again. If you've watched some other videos, you'll know that he's always present when there's food available. Of course, you can't have this because there's chocolate chips in it. So you just pour your half a cup of water in and stir. Got this little spatula at Walmart for $1. I think if you know, cut the handle off it, you can probably take it with you backpacking. Doesn't weigh very much. Let's stir this up. I'm sure I got all my. There's a little mix down there at the bottom. Might have made this a little too much water in here, but it's a little soupy. But okay, I'm going to pour that into my lightly oiled 10 centimeter IMUSA cup. Probably shouldn't have got any on the edge there, but okay. Let's clean up that edge. Alright, now I'm going to set this down in there. Probably best to do it with some sort of handle at this point, since that pot's a little hot. I don't want to drop it down in there because that ring is fragile. Alright. Spacing even here. It's not too hot in there yet. Alright. So it's in there. Hopefully you can see that. Put the lid on, and I'm going to check it in 15 minutes, just based on my previous experience, and we'll be back at you then. Okay guys, it's been 15 minutes. We're going to pop the lid off, take a look at it. Okay. I don't know if you can see that, but it's close. It's very close. I usually like to see that crack open a little bit. Just check it with a toothpick. No, coming out wet. So we're going to go another 5 minutes and see what happens. And I'll check back with you in 5 minutes. Okay guys, we're now at 20 minutes. So we're going to check this again. Ooh, the top is split open. It's not a golden brown yet. But another toothpick down in there. Oh, still goopy down there in the bottom. So, put the lid back on. Oh, and I'm running out of alcohol. That's not good. Not a whole lot I can do about it at this point. I'm going to put that out. I should be able to add this real quick. Well, we'll get this yet at some point. Flame was dying there towards the end, so that probably affected my heat level, so I don't know what's going to happen here. Probably should have thrown 2 ounces of alcohol in there just to be safe. Not sure why that went different. Well, I guess that's probably about the total burn time I had it on the last time I cooked it. I did a couple things differently this time. It's cooler in the room. It's 5 degrees cooler in here than it was last time. It was 60 degrees in here last time I cooked. It's 55 in here now. And when I pre-warmed the pot the last time, I left the lid on, so the internal temperature of that pot was probably higher. Other than that, I don't think there's any difference in the way that I did this. I don't know how much it continues to cook after you take it off of here either. I wouldn't think too much. But I'm going to give it 25 minutes. We're about 2 minutes away from that now. While I'm doing that, I want to talk about a couple. Of course, Rob over at Backpacking Adventures, he also sent me this little version of a penny stove. Except no penny, it's got this little, I don't know what you call that, but take that out to put your fuel in it, and your jets are on the inside here, and your fiberglass wicking. So I haven't used that, but I will at some point. Thanks again, Rob, for that. Also, for real good boil tests and some dry baking and a bunch of other stuff, check out Hiram Cook's channel. He's pretty scientific, a whole lot more scientific than I am here. And of course, for anything alcohol, stove, backpacking, ultralight, juggling, banjo playing, check out Shug Emery. Hammocking. He does a good dry baking thing with one of the fancy feast stoves, which is kind of like this here. I made this one. Fancy food feast cat can, and inside is a aluminum Budweiser bottle. But when you're doing this, you want a relatively low burning alcohol stove. If you get something that's too hot, like when I did it the first time with my penny stove inside here, temperatures get too hot and you'll burn stuff. So you want to go low and slow for the best results. And hopefully, without a little hiccup in there. All right, we're at 25 minutes now. And really taking the lid on and off of here is not the best idea either, but boy, that's still, I don't know if you can see it there, but it's still soupy down there in the middle. So I'm going to go another 5 minutes on it and see what happens. Well, we're close, but we'll be back with you here in another 5 minutes. Okay guys, it's 5 minutes later after the last time. I don't know where I'm at now. I'm at half an hour or what the deal is. Forgot to go back and check. Getting a lot more steam out of there. The sides look like they're browning. Top doesn't look quite done yet where I'd like it to be. Oh, we're very close. Very close. That came out pretty dry. A little bit sticking to it. Not a whole lot. One of the key things here is to know your stove, know how hot it burns, know how long it burns, given how much fuel you've got in there. Your air temperature is going to make a difference. I'm relatively new to the stove. I've only used it one other time, but this this takes a lot of trial and error until you get a system down. If you check out Rob over at Backpacking Adventures, check out his dry baking video. He's got it using this same little alcohol burner with a different pot stand and whatnot, but he's got it right down to a science. Yeah, he's done it quite a few more times. Hopefully I'll get there. I'm not confident to where I would take this setup on the trail yet and do it. I want to be able to pull it off without a hitch before I lug all of it out into the woods and try it. So I think I'm just going to give this another minute or two, and then we'll let it cool down for 10 minutes, and the heat from that pan will probably still cook it a little, but I may have lost some browning on the top because I had to keep taking that lid off. You don't want to take the lid off if you don't have to. One of the advantages of having a big yellow Labrador Retriever is you get yellow dog hairs everywhere. Alright, it's been about another 3 minutes. Just go down inside. That's just chocolate chip mix there. I'm going to say that's good. So I'm going to take this off of here. We're going to let that cool. A little water on my... That's the hissing you hear. You can blow that stove out. Alright, so I smell like it might have a little burning going on there. Hopefully not too much. There's a lot of steam pouring out of there. I hope that's steam and not burn. It smells like there might be a little bit of burn in there. I'll leave that off a little bit. And we'll be back at you in 10 minutes. Hey guys, it's been cooling down for a little over 10 minutes. Still very hot. But it's browned up pretty nice on the sides. And it's pulled away from the sides. Let's see if I can get it out of there in one spot. Yeah, that's still pretty hot. Uh-oh, that's not a good sign. Burnt the bottom. Again. But not as bad. There's the bottom. Nowhere near as bad as my previous attempts. It's probably still edible. Well, that part may not be. But these little guys at Walmart too for $1. 29 grams, so not bad. Inside of the pot, not too bad. These things are hard to clean. Get this open. Still very, very hot, but it appears to be done. Try to load this bottom part here. Not too bad. I think if I'd used a little more oil, maybe some parchment paper, some people do that on the bottom. probably been a little better off. That's not terrible. Alright, well, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you again soon.